Why are you the best leader? Because I think I am the best leader. Because I'm intelligent. I've got the conch, the shell, and I think about the right decisions, like keeping the fire going.
Yeah, but you only found the conch, didn't you? You didn't actually blow.
But I'm the
I was the
keeper
one
of
who
it.
blown the conch.
But I'm the keeper of it.
Oh yeah, but you'd have all starved without me. Because I'm the one that's gone and found the food and hunted. So I think I'm the best leader. I think Jack's the best leader.
Well, actually, I think that we all failed.
Well, Jack was a dictator, and Piggy didn't have the proper leadership skills, although he was
He was lacking in
intelligent.
charisma, quite frankly. That's a bit nasty, isn't it?
Maybe. That's probably why they killed me.
Oh.
But when people are hungry, they get savage and other things get left behind. So without me, everybody would have starved. And that's why you all were different on the island. We were all different on the island.
Well, society's made up of a lot of different people, but I think what was essentially lacking was that thought and reflection and soul searching. And that's why I used to go back in the back bushes and have a bit of a reflection and a bit of a soul search. You know, and it was
I get lost.
Peaceful.
yes, and it made me, I could see then what was going wrong, but then I couldn't get anyone to listen to me.
No, because you weren't a natural born leader, so you weren't the right person to be leader, you see, Simon.
But you didn't interact enough with everyone, so like you would rather be on your own than come and talk to us about the things that you've been thinking.
So when I actually crawled into the circle and in the feast, what sparked you to kill me?
Everyone thought you were the beast.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, they all thought you were the beast.
You crawled.
Or you represented
Well,
the
you
beast.
You crawled in like you were the beast, and then Jack had everyone hyped up, including me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me, actually.
Yeah, through the savagery of going out and killing pigs
And even Piggy and I were involved in the killing.
Yeah.
So
Because you just get wrapped up in it and you don't want to be left out.
killing somebody.
So you're actually now aware of the value of kindness? Do you think perhaps some more kindness could have gone into all this?
I think when people are hungry, kindness kind of goes to one side.
It wasn't just hunger, was it? It was sort of tribalism.
It was actually a feast then, so everyone's
Yeah.
should have been sated.
well, if Jack hadn't been such a dictator and hadn't been so stubborn, then we could have been in a more peaceful environment, and everyone could have had their own parts of the society, and we could make it work we could make it work better than it was.
Yeah.
But humans need a leader, you see. Need somebody to take
we still
charge.
would have had a leader.
But although it normally is the strongest, it shouldn't always be the strongest.
Yeah.
But then that's the world.
Says people.
Yeah.
It's Piggy, yeah.
It would have been better for me because because intelligence is the most important thing.
But it also
Well, not if you can't sell it.
No, exactly.
Yeah, a leader definitely needs charisma, I think.
Yeah.
But if I was leader and say with the fire, we would have got off the island way sooner than when we actually did.
Yes, that was a
Yeah,
fundamental
that was
failure.
Jack's
That was
fault.
Jack
That
went
was a
off hunting.
fundamental failure,
Yeah.
Jack.
But then Jack was off hunting for food because everyone was starving at that point. So
So there was poor delegation of
But
it.
what were you
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
Delegation
didn't need
of-
all the hunters to
What
do
we-
the food, did
Delegation
you?
is also a fundamental
it is.
part of leadership.
What were you thinking when you left the fire?
Thinking that everyone was hungry.
Without-
And
Yeah,
I was
but-
the only one that could go and kill something to make
You
everything.
could have left somebody.
Because everyone else was
to look
wussing
after
out at that point.
it. You could have left somebody to look after it.
Could have done. But Ralph, you were a leader as well at that point. You could have delegated.
I was down at the hut.
Wow. Can't
But
blame
it
all
was
on one
your
person.
job. It was your job to keep the fire going up the mountain.
Yeah.
And I tried to reach it, but then I realised halfway up the mountain that the fire was completely off. So I had to run back to get the glasses, and by the time they should have gone.
So as Simon, I think that I'm still in shock over the brutality of my murder. I think it was just a shocking example of how
Yeah, I'm sorry about
humans are debased in a mob situation.
that. Yeah, and I had a lot of regret over that murder.
It's affected you.
That
hasn't
was
It did affect me, yeah. It did affect me.
it affected me too. I died.
Oh, it affected me till I died.
Yes.
Did you plot my death?
Not me. No,
No.
not me. I certainly wasn't involved. You need to be truthful now, Jack.
Jack probably did plot your death.
You are Jack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think I probably did plot your death because I think I probably plotted most people's deaths on the island.
So have you?
Did you plot it, or did you?
Have you
was it you liked it?
I think Jack
You
enjoyed.
enjoyed
I
bullying.
think Jack.
You
I
would
think.
like to think.
I think Jack felt power through. I think I as Jack felt power through killing. I think there was a power trip thing going on when he started
Well, you
killing the
did the
pigs. and
ritual slaughter of the pigs, didn't you?
yeah,
Which
with
was
the
a bit
mask and
tribal.
everything, and wore the mask to sort of. But don't you think, Jack? Don't you think my mask was to kind of separate me as a human from what I was actually doing, killing?
Like a uniform.
Well,
Yeah.
did you paint it because you were ashamed of
Yeah,
yourself?
I don't know if it was shame or if it was just a way of separating myself from what I was doing, separating myself out from something to kind of act as a barrier between what I was doing and my actual self.
Boost your confidence.
Yeah,
Something to, boost your braveness.
yeah.
But you did
already
take
did.
pleasure in bullying. You enjoyed it. Some people do.
Mean.
Yeah.
Some
So
people
are you
do.
still a victim?
Not after I died, I was. But I suppose I was always a victim, right the way through the story. But the bullying got more, just intensified.
Well, you could say, was it bullying or was it survival? Because without some of the strong characters like Jack on the island, then they would have all starved and not survived anyway.
I think they would have survived without Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would have elected a smarter leader.
I think without Jack, it would have been a more peaceful environment, no violence at least.
But don't you think someone else would have just taken over, not perhaps the extreme role, but would have taken over that Jack's role in the group as the...
Well, I can see Roger going that way, but I think Roger was pushed by Jack because Jack was the one who started. Because you were the one who started it. And so Roger kind of gained the power from you and started doing it.
I think it's
So-
human nature that somebody comes out as a kind of dictatorship kind of leader in those circumstances.
I don't think it's human nature for the person who's the dictator. I think it's human nature for the people that group around the dictator. It's
Support the
easier.
dictator.
Yeah, it's easier. It's like
Well,
it's
like
just
I, as
easier
Jack,
to
you
say yes.
gather people around you because when I went off from the group and I then started bringing other people to me, it was to gain power through those people around you, isn't it?
Yes, blindly following the crowd.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But they had an election, didn't they? And you weren't chosen
I
to
was
be the
elected.
leader.
That's
I was
right.
elected.
Ralph was chosen.
But then that's what I say. Then as Jack went off and separated myself, but then drew people towards
the
me,
opposition.
formed the opposition, and kept drawing people towards me with the lure of food and essential things that the group wanted.
And so there was a democratic election.
There was a democratic election at first, and I was chosen.
Yeah.
And then Jack wasn't happy about that. Well, he didn't have a problem at first
Yeah,
because I gave him kind of the task of going hunting,
yeah.
and I gave him a task, and he was in charge of hunting and the hunters. But then he decided that he wanted to be in control, so
Like a dictator.
that's when
Yeah.
stuff went
started going wrong.
stuff. But, yeah.
The
Because
dictators normally come from the military.
Because I went off and split myself off from the group, but then lured the group away from Ralph.
Yeah, but dictators normally come from the military, which is well, most dictators originally
alright,
come from
but
the military.
why is that pertinent to Jack?
Because he was the leader of the warriors, the hunters, which is sort of like the military.
A body of men.
Yeah, he was in control of the island army. So once he had that power, he wanted more power. And then he took over. So it was like a fascist dictatorship.
So the beast. Do you still think believe there was a beast on the island? Did you honestly believe there was a beast and that I was the beast when
When you were,
yeah.
I think we were just so hyped up in the dance that we didn't really think anything of it, and then once we realised what we've done, we blamed it on the beast.
I think as well, because we were so young and we didn't have that much kind of life experience before going on the island, a story like that was easy to believe because it was a remote island and we didn't know what was there. It's a bit like sort of the bogeyman, isn't it?
And then Jack didn't care that Simon, you were dead, and Piggy went into denial, and then I was kind of left feeling guilty about everything, really.
But the beast was also sort of tribal, like a god almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was also like the power of rumour, how things can get out of control, but just by, it doesn't have to necessarily be based on fact.
But it's strange how they started leaving sacrifices out for the beast, wasn't it? Like the pig's heads and
Like a god, yeah.
yeah, it sort of says it became ritualistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Like
need of the heathen to worship something.
Yeah.
Like a new religion.
So whether you worship Jack or whether you worship Ralph, or you may
yeah.
just as well worship the beast.
The beast, yeah. And that means they could also have something to blame bad things on, because if we've got the beast on the island, then if something bad happens, someone dies, or you could want something to blame it
the
on
beast.
rather than blame it on each other.
And they wanted to believe in it because it
So
was
it was
just
the
a
will of the
parachute.
beast.
Yeah,
They didn't really look at it as a parachute. They wanted to believe that it was a beast.
yeah.
Have something to bring fear upon.
Yeah.
Keep them in line. Keep people in line by fear.
Yeah.
So Jack, do you regret anything you did on the island?
I don't think I regret anything that I did on the island, because they needed, I think, that everyone needs a leader and someone to dictate to them, and I kind of maintain that belief that you need that to become a success.
Well,
The law does the law
Does the
prevail?
law apply in that situation?
At first we all felt like the law did apply, but then everyone started to realise that there wasn't actually any rules on the island, and then that's at the point where everything kind of fell apart, when everyone went their own way. Like
There wasn't any kind of parental figure or law figure that you would have had before, which is why it's an interesting thing about them having, as you say, the beast, and having almost giving themselves not an authority figure, but something to sort of worship and to be revered, because that was missing in their society.
And you could use something like the beast to empower you as well. Can't you? You could sort of say, well, a beast is going to get you.
Yeah, that's right. How
If you don't
using
do it,
fear of
yeah.
that for governing.
Using the fear of the beast to govern.
Jack used a lot of fear on the boys, on the Litmans.
That's what bullies do, don't they? You know, somebody
So
who's
you
very
do,
You are.
admit,
You
yeah.
accept that you were a bully. This is the first time you've seen each other since leaving the island.
Yes, it has been, yeah.
And do you think that you can move on from your island experience?
I don't think Jack and Ralph will ever be best of mates afterwards, but probably with some psychiatric help, Jack might move on.